Morning, everybody. This is Tim. Hope you all doing well this morning. It's kind of hot yesterday. It wasn't it in the 90s. Didn't get much rain in this area. Kind of expect that in the coming days. This is the upper level pattern that I always show you each day. Upper level water vapor loop. Got as you can see, general clockwise circulation around a high pressure centered here with some troughing southerly flow on the east side of this trough, going all the way up into Canada. This feature here is a remnant MCS that went through New York and up and created some serious flooding concerns yesterday up here. Don't think this is going to have any impact on our weather today, but it's kind of interesting to see on water vapor. One interesting thing I'd like to point out here in the North Atlantic. Looks like there's a good chance there might be a tropical storm develop out here the next couple of days. Going to be a fish storm, really, but it's likely to be. What I mean by fish storm is not going to affect land. And by Tuesday, if it hasn't developed, it will probably not develop at all. Anyway, that is likely to be our first tropical system in the Atlantic for the Atlantic for this year. And it's not uncommon for storms to develop out here in the Atlantic. That's a system right there. I'll make sure I'm looking at the right thing. That's not it there. That's that's not it. All right, my apologies. Let's get the visible, see if I can see it. This is it right here. My bad. It's got some shear being placed on it by this upper level low out here. And let's see if it holds together. This shear over top of it may be the only factor that may keep it from developing. It seemed a little bit more organized not too long ago, but we'll just have to see if these winds relax a little bit or not. Let's look at the upper level water vapor again. We'll see. Anyway, it's just a kind of neat to look at. And again, I apologize. I was looking at the wrong thing. This is an upper level feature here, so it is. Anyway, that was kind of interesting. I wanted to again go over the heat risk over the coming days, as I did yesterday, and I'll continue to do the rest of this week. Heat builds upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes region, shifts east throughout the week. Really, really extreme. You can see a sharp cutoff here, right into the northeast Mid-Atlantic corridor here, straight across where the most extreme conditions are, south. Stays that way. Slowly losing some of its intensity over time as the high pressure ridge breaks down a little bit. Precipitation over the coming days. Take a look. Well, today, doubt we're going to get any precip at all. This area is more favored, kind of a more southerly component off the Gulf of Mexico. And as I talked about previous days, this big swath of rain. Same area, New Mexico. My goodness. For our area, rain chances increase through the week as that ridge breaks down somewhat. But New Mexico, I'm really concerned. and up in Nebraska in these areas. The WP Weather Prediction Center is highlighted again, day one, flooding concerns. Same area I just showed you, moderate flooding risk, 40% chance, exceed flash flood guidance. And then it's the same areas. I take a look here. This is after that period. Still high chances of flooding rains. I'll have to find a better graphic. Well, there's nothing. I was looking for interactive um, flood guidance, but it's not there. Back to the heat. I want to go over this again. Most likely 3 days, 3 to 7 maximum heat index. Talked about yesterday, all along the East Coast, pretty much east of the Mississippi. Very hot. Wednesday shifts more towards the west and cooling down along the East Coast, southeast. Kind of builds back in a little bit. Heat index temperatures, at least up in this area, it's not so bad, but it's still going to be hot. And still hot. Along the spine of the Appalachians, obviously it's cooler because it's higher elevation, but thankfully the heat's going to push further south, but we're not going to get much relief here in the southeast, unfortunately. Severe weather threat, this is for today. Slight risk, tornadoes. Highest risk is wind and wind, Midwest, plains, into the Great Lakes region. Hail 5%, wind 50%. Day 2 looks like, out possibly over Colorado, Wyoming, in that area, slight chance, driven by tornado risk and wind, and significant hail risk. Day 3, possible severe weather, probably along a boundary in this area, and as an upper low moves this way towards us from the Atlantic, increased flow plus steep lapse rates, which allows for better lift in the atmosphere and enhances potential thunderstorms that day. Mostly wind and hail threat. We won't know till the next outlook or the next day whether or not there's a tornado risk in this area, but it's not likely given the setup. Going over the overall flow pattern, continental U.S. As I showed yesterday, broad upper level high pressure stays firmly entrenched over area. You can see why the rain is enhanced over New Mexico in these areas because the flow is straight right over top. It just sits there. Very static pattern. You see the upper low that I talked about heading towards us, towards the southeast coast, which is likely to, you can see the enhanced wind flow here as a result of this, which could provide, and this is the northern part of that threat up here I showed you, and down here there's another upper low down here in Mexico. The upper level ridge is slowly losing its punch, and this upper low is kind of stagnant. Then we get into a more zonal pattern that with upper level ridging tending to build over the west, Intermountain West, with troughing in the east, which if this comes to pass, this could be, although this is a positively tilted system, this could provide, with this northwest flow, this is on the 3rd of July, MCS's mesoscale convective systems are a distinct possibility moving through this flow. It's quite progressive, however, and although this is like 10 days out or so, gives you a general idea about the flow over the next week and a half. Main message is this heat, stay cool. The tropical system out in the Atlantic is no concern to anybody really, but it's just kind of neat to look at. Increased rain chances, flooding concerns for the desert southwest up into the upper Midwest. Towards the end of the week, the heat will slowly ease off as the high pressure system falls apart or weakens, and some possibility of severe weather for us here in the southeast on Wednesday. Increasing rain chances towards the end of the week and a little cooler temps as a result. That's all I have for today. Hope you all have a great day. Stay safe out there.